Touchdown, Seahawks! Are you kidding me? All right, moving on. Number 8. Number 8, Ethan. The Revolting Blob. The Revolting Blob.
We're not talking about the Billy Madison movie, like Adam Sandler's famous film, right? Because I remember that one.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the first Revolting Blob before Billy Madison. And
How could we forget?
Yeah, this one came out in the late 80s. So, California business mogul Ken Behring. This man ends up purchasing the Seahawks from the Nordstrom family in 1988. And this is the exact moment that actually kicks off the terrible, awful, disastrous decade known as the 1990s for Seahawks football. And it really goes to show you how much having a good owner can mean to a professional sports team. I mean, you want to talk about some dark days in Seattle.
Oh, I can remember every day just worrying about if we were going to lose a team, if it was going to move to LA, some of the stupid players opening their mouth and saying that. It was just like, it was a dark moment.
And it's really just like they say, it really does start from the top.
Yeah.
Because it trickles down. If you first don't have an owner who gives a crap, then he's going to hire people that don't give a crap. And the players aren't going to give a crap. Everyone's just going to be showing up for a paycheck. Nobody cares, right? The fans aren't going to show up. The games are going to be blacked out. This is what happens. And this is what happened with this guy. This is what happened. So after the 1995 season, owner Ken Behring officially transfers the team operations to Anaheim, California. And then he orders the team to hold their workouts to be held in California. So I remember, was it Cortez Kennedy? He was like talking at the time. He's like, I was hired on to practice in Seattle. That's where I'm going to practice. So yeah, I don't think that went over too well with Ken Behring and the rest of the Behring family there.
So it was just so nice to see Tez stand up though and protect the interest of the Seattle fan base, man. That was like one of the reasons why he's endeared and loved.
Exactly. On February 2nd, 1996, Behring announces his plan to relocate the Seahawks to California, which is completely unheard of. I'm thinking about this these days. He orders the closure of the team's facility in Kirkland and hires moving vans to start hauling equipment out of headquarters.
It's almost like the Colts trying to sneak off in the middle of the night and move to Indianapolis.
Exactly.
And remember, this is right around the same year that or maybe a year after the Raiders moved back to Oakland. So this was very real. Like this is very, I mean, and I think most people celebrated the Raiders going back to Oakland just because that's where they originated from. But like this one was just so scary because once again, with LA losing teams, it just seemed like the perfect sense. Like the NFL might force this through just to have this big market covered with another football team.
Absolutely.
Lost the Raiders. It was so terrifying.
Agreed, man. And I remember this era too, because this is when Mike Zahn and we actually took a bus downtown to attend one of those Save Our Seahawks rallies.
God bless you too.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
Right? And we got down there and it was like almost over and we were like, oh man. And I just remember looking over at Mike going, dude, where is everybody? I thought this place would be like huge. I thought this would be like a massive rally, but it wasn't. And again, we got down there a little bit late, but I thought the rally would be going on for many, many hours, and it was not very long. So, but anyway, Ken Behring, his shady antics finally came to a halt when the NFL threatened to fine him $500,000 a day until he returned the Seahawks to Seattle. And
NFL did the right thing, which you were worried they wouldn't simply because of markets and all that kind of crap.
Oh, totally. And King County, they even filed lawsuits against him. The people, we were all fed up. Remember Almost Live? Just every week.
One of the greatest television shows ever. Any Seattle native will know exactly what we're talking about.
They were just nonstop beating on this guy. Like, it was great.
Deservingly so.
And it was a crazy time for Seattle fans at the time. But, looking back, it became one of those, a blessing in disguise. Because what happened after that?
The greatest, other than, Mama Blue, but maybe arguably the greatest Seahawks fan ever, because a guy that's a Northwest native, right, and wanted to make sure the Hawks stayed, decides it's time to pony up and get his business interests and some other buddies in. If I'm not mistaken, too, they're like absolutely responsible for the building of Seahawks Stadium and everything else as well, too, which I know that was controversial with the whole kingdom. But yeah, he buys the Seahawks and saves our team, and obviously puts us in a completely different trajectory than the one we were on under the leadership of Kim Behring. Because like you said, Josh, what a difference it makes when you have one that cares about the team, cares about the players, but more importantly, cares about the city and its fans. And that's Paul Allen in a nutshell. Like, you heard very little about Paul Allen other than the amazing things he was doing. In the early days, maybe some of the political shakeup because of the stadium, but like, he really took a back seat and let his general managers, his coaches, let them do their work and get out of the way. And man, he just, it took the team to thank God where we're at today.
He's just hands down, flat out, one of the greatest, most important figures in all of Seattle sports history for the city.
It's heartbreaking too that he, I wish he would have been alive when they put him in the Ring of Honor, because he deserved that, to see all those fans and just the adulation and just how much we appreciate it. And it's a shame that his life was cut short and that was done. I'm pretty sure it was done after he passed, but because once again, a guy that deserved that gratitude, and maybe you just took it for granted after everything was finally done, because we've had so many years of success to kind of moving in the opposite direction that I just wish maybe he got a chance to see. Yeah, man.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy I got to see him. Do you remember he had a big rally before the 2015, the Super Bowl down in Phoenix? And I got to go to that rally, and I was like front row, just sitting there like cheering on all those old players.
Oh, awesome, Josh.
Paul Allen coming out and talking to everybody, and everyone loved it. He was like, oh man, this is the guy, man. This is the guy.
That's awesome.
He brought everything together, and he just changed everything, man. So
you're saying he probably did have a taste or a feel of just like the appreciation even years later, because that's considerable years later from the purchase of the team, and the fact that people are still saying that is that's awesome.
You could genuinely tell he was a fan and he cared about the team. And I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that he actually rented out that baseball field in Phoenix to have that rally for the Seahawk fans before the Super Bowl down here. Isn't that nuts?
That's awesome, but that doesn't surprise me.
This is amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. He's an amazing, amazing human being. So, Paul Allen, rest in peace. And I'm just glad that this one had a happy ending from where it started with the revolting blob to the prince in shining armor.
Sorry.